Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Do you need my...
I can keep...
Of course you can, Miss...
Thank you,
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
You again?
Do you need medical...
I may.
I don't charge patients.
All right, then.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Good evening, young man. Young man.
I'm perfectly...
Show me what you have to offer.
Please, sir.
extravaganza!
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course. So,
Do you require...
I'm glad.
I'll try my...
Thank you, Doc.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
You're mine, Vampyr!
It's locked.
Getting weapons ready! Bad one!
Women die too in this war. Women of all countries unite. Support the equality between men and women.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants, but I won't put a foot outside until the Pre-Wen end their hunt.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please, tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
I'm just a doctor.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
As you wish, my lord.
Good. Now go.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Your word is my command.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Thank you, Elizabeth. It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny.
Two in this.
Powers pass from one generation to another.
Support
That's
the
why
equality.
Dawson wants me to sire him.
Look at it! Fish is biting! It's one of them! Oh my god!
I cannot enter. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood. I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Don't you know?
It's locked, all right.
Kneel, traitor! Your blood is
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
What are you investigating, exactly?
I currently have a few missing persons cases. Mr. Tadao Kimura and Miss Louise Teasdale. I'm afraid they may have been abducted by my mysterious maniac.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Doc. The Spanish flu is not the only killer around here.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker. Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
The Spanish flu is not the only hidden killer around here.
I cannot enter.
Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical?
I'm afraid.
You'll quickly feel better.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Hello again.
Do you need my med?
Indeed.
You have not.
Sound.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker. It's locked. All right.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree,
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards...
The cards told you.
Yes, they tell me everything.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson.
He's not the only one.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900.
May I ask?
Of course.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power.
What was the nature of the...
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate, and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very...
Do you require... You'll feel better up...
Thank you very much. I feel...
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely... Cards never lie, but they are never easy to read.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters. I cannot enter. It's locked.
Here are 3 pieces of advice from eToro users on how to trade safely during a period of increased market volatility.
Most important.
Don't you know?
Quickly, he almost...
I cannot enter. It's locked.
If you're not too tired, could you help your mummy? Oh, you sweetest daughter ever. Carol, give your mummy a kiss now. Yes.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash.
Dr. Reed.
Since then, the remaining
know
twin
you
has
had
turned into a
returned.
heartless tycoon.
I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind.
Goodbye for now.
Always glad to see a former patient.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
Watermark on the bottom right. Hope you found it helpful. I hope it wasn't too confusing.
Did he buy something?
No, he left it. He almost laughed at my goods.
What are the guards
Mr.
trying to
Dawson
tell
may be a
us?
rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
May I look at your goods?
It's always a pleasure to have you. Take all the time.
What are the guards trying to tell us?
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind.
Good evening.
London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible trials awaiting in the future.
Goodbye for now.
We can... Anyone shall... Christ! He's dead! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
Believe me, there is a huge difference between reading about vampires and waking up as one. I learned that myself the hard way.
Oh my God, man, stop your whining. I don't have time for your pointless jibber-jabber.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Are you ready for immortality, Mr. Dawson? Drink now, And say farewell to life as you prepare to be reborn.
What do you mean, drink? What about the blood transfusion?
I'm the doctor and the vampire here, so I'll give the orders. Drink, sir. Now.
All right.
Good. That's enough. That's enough, I said.
I will not die. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh no. You will die, sir. Steel yourself. You're already in death's grip.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
Yes, my lord. Ascalon has a new recruit, as you ordered.
Wonderful news. I've waited for this outcome for so long. Tonight you served your country, the king himself, beyond all expectation.
Thank you, my lord.
No, thank you, Dr. Reed. Now, could you do me one last favor?
Of course. What is it?
Go outside and talk with that disgusting creature I saw waiting for you in front of this mansion.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll have a look.
Good. I didn't kill her on the spot, for she claims to be a friend of yours. But don't you dare bring such a creature near me again.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the Sewer Skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you, then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
by many.
You don't seem...
Oh,
I can try to... A gun, alcohol.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Do you need assistance?
That would be not.
If you persist...
Thank you.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Feeble!
What is this truck? Are the vampire hunters here already? Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Do you require...
I will be...
Nurse, you...
I'll...
Goodbye, nurse. Call... Good evening.
Doc...
Do you need any...
Yes.
I have... Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening.
Good evening.
Do you need...
Yes.
Goodbye, Milt. Good evening.
Good evening.
Do you need...
Thank...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Blood boil with the fever.
Good... Do you
I can...
Well,
Thank you.
I'll leave you.
What your last thoughts would be, sir.
Good evening. Soldier.
Not real.
As long...
Don't.
Goodbye for now.
Disgust on every
I wish I could be sick
corner.
again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
I'm quite...
Do you need...
Then
I would... Thank you for your time. Good evening.
And good...
Do you need... There... Goodbye, Doctor.
You always need...
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening.
Is the...
Rip?
Goodbye for now, Mr.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
It's locked, all right. Do you need... Don't... And... Goodbye, Mr.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart.
Good... Do you need... You...
And you...
I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you...
Do you...
Despite what you think about this...
Well...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Another night of the glorious battalion.
You're lucky. Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my...
Don't...
I'll leave you for... Hello again. Do you need... Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than...
You're working...
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Good evening. Do you need...
Don't get...
I'm certain you have... Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher.
Please, I feel sick. Get over here now.
I have wasted too much.
Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar? Looks like he's wounded. I better follow the blood.
Ultraviolet curtains and Ori Calvin powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for what.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster just like William Marshall did.
No!
I'm trying to put an end to it, just like you are.
You're the progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. I know! The blood of a true defender of this land will protect me. Your poisonous bite is useless. We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I was only reborn for a few minutes before you and your men hunted me down like a beast.
You were only reborn for a few minutes, and you'd already taken the life of an innocent woman.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now, for there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I'll spare you, McCullum. I'll offer you the mercy you never offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCullum. This is me letting you go. After all, you and I are both trying to save this poor country. In our own way.
I'll kill you, Reed. Next time we meet, I'll end you.
See? Progress already. You called me by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.